Loud and clear? Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You just have a camera that looks on the entire.
Right on the TV with the microphone. We just sit at the conference table. Well, our conference room is not as. Oh, I see what you mean. So. Cameras on you. Yeah, so that's how.
Why are you recording? All right, so then I'm going to open the meeting. Do we have a quorum?
Yes,
Oh. Okay, so let's open the meeting. Everybody, welcome. We're going to do,
District movement.
the district meeting for the Public Safety Committee. Just remember, we're here to discuss the Public Safety Committee and those items only.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, remember everything that we are recording this, so anything that can be said can be for at a later date. Also for etiquette, people who are on Zoom, we do know that you are there. Please do not overspeak us because we cannot see you directly from the screen because we're talking directly to each other here. So we will recognize you. So don't shout at us that we can't see you. Okay. We have Hannah here. You can blame her. if they can't see your hand raised. And also remember, raise your hand. Yeah, you have to raise your hand too. Okay. So the hand raise hand feature works. Okay. All right. Christopher, right? He's I think he left it on intentionally. All right. So
I'm here, Eddie.
Okay, right. So can you see this? All right. So the first thing that we're looking at, Hannah, is to share. Hit the share button, share screen. It's a CD resource. Right there. Yeah. All right, it's on the screen now. Basically, it's a resource for community district needs. Basically, it's a website that you can look for information around the neighborhood, things dealing with facilities, things dealing with numbers like how many seniors we have in the neighborhood. It's all listed here. I'm not going to go through it because this is for you to use at your own time as one of the features. The second part that you have, Hannah, could you go to the next one? Yes, that one. It's a blue one, which says inside it has a listing of what can be asked for. Yes. What you can ask for in the city budget in 2025. What you have to realize is we're looking at the city budget for a wish list for 2 years from now. So anything that is needed immediately call the community board. We do not need you to wait 2 years from now to have something settled that can be done immediately. So remember this, it will be used for 2 years in advance. That's what we're here for tonight. There are going to be things in capital and there's going to be things in expense in that slide that you see. So next one. Share the next part. Nope, next one. There. All right. So as you can see, this is what we've gotten from last year, 2024. It's from the city saying we requested certain things like fixing the boardwalk, getting a C1 trauma center, et cetera, et cetera. The city has come back to us and said they cannot afford it or there's not enough money in the funds. And based on that, they said, go ask your elected officials to fund it. So we're here again. Basically, the majority of the things has not been funded. So we are here to review it again. Towards the end of this meeting, if there's things that we have not mentioned, you could always bring it up so that we can put in because certain things has happened since the last time we did this last year. So anything that can be put in, you can always add it in later. Okay. Come on in, Dion, over here. Yes, we do have room here. We made sure. We have Dion. If you can, just stand up so that Dion come in. Right. All right, so our first thing that we're looking at is on page 3, and priority number 7. This is our page, this is our top 10 listing that we have. And we asked them to provide Argus cameras. And of course, we need cameras in the area, and that's basically what it says. I'm not going to read it, but it says the agency recommends funding of this budget, but at the time of the availability of funds is uncertain. So OMB supports the agency's position. So we still don't know if they have the camera. I don't know if they fulfilled this part, Joanne. But
That I know of, I do know that,
Mhm.
I think, Councilman Kagan has just gotten money and he's
Yeah.
putting up cameras.
yes,
I don't know how many,
Okay.
and he did post to where, but I don't remember
all right.
where.
But like you said, something like this is always ongoing and it's
Yeah,
never,
more the merrier.
yeah, never finished. It's on page 3 and we're looking at number 7. So we're gonna leave it in there again, because something like this is a needed request. Yes. Oh. Page 3. Page 3, man, check these. Hopefully it's not all like. Page 3? Oh, yeah, page 3. Oh, you're right. Okay, well, sorry, guys, yeah.
These-
It was on the back.
Oh, they're two-sided, yeah.
No, some of them.
Yes, they're double-sided, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I didn't see it.
No.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, all right, well, you guys just gotta hear what we have to say, sorry. Computer, not computer, but they do a good job. Oh, you're right. Okay, what we're going to do is this. We just, no, people who are here, they don't see. Yeah, I just want to make sure.
And all of these don't have it.
It's
You sure they're not double-sided?
No, they're not. I'm going through them.
They're all even.
Oh, because you, like you said, it was double sided and I hit double sided, I hit single sided. Yeah, to save paper, of course. Now.
None of these have them.
These are, even pages.
Goes down on that.
Okay, all right, so, well, just so that you know what we're looking at this point, it's, the cameras, that is for the Coney Island and Brighton Beach area. And also it included, recommend, boardwalk, because of what happened, I guess, last year. There was after hours, there was some trouble on the boardwalk, and of course, there was no police and no PEP officers after hours. So they said, we needed something to regulate it, and this is what
I'm sorry, what
number 7 stuff. We're just looking at the camera. All right, so the next one is number 9, which is on the same page. Basically, it says renovate or upgrade the existing precinct house. Of course, we want them to do that because as you know, it's not ADA compatible. People cannot get on the second floor for community room. And it's very old. How old is it, Joanne? Do you know? It's, let's put
in the 70s.
70, okay. And, you know, and based on that, yeah, when they didn't have ADA, laws. So,
The basement is not,
fixed, right? It is.
it's not habitable, you can't. It's toxic, actually.
Is it now?
I think so. It's really bad. It's all since Hurricane Sandy, and I don't think it was ever repaired.
All right, Christopher, what do you have? Unmute
Eddie,
yourself.
I am Eddie. Give me a second. I was just switching over. Eddie, the one thing you got to be very clear, because your terminology words are incorrect. It's ADA accessible, and it does.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be very clear. And I agree with Joanne. It is very hard to make it truly accessible. But
Okay.
there's got to be more ways for a person who is a senior or a person with disability can enter somehow to meet an officer outside or somewhere to make it easier.
Okay, no, that's good. All right, so,
Yeah.
but as you can see, is something that we need to do. So, all right, yes. So this is yours. You have the odd even? Oh, you have the, do you have the whole package? And what are you have page? I'm all good. Okay. It's page 3 now, yes. Okay, all right, so, all right, the next one is, let's see, not many capitals in here, but the next one that we have is on page 6. Page 6 on number 18, which is good because it basically asks them to upgrade the equipment for emergency response. As you know, Ari Kagan did give $1.2 million to the FDNY for their, I guess, for emergency generators. But of course, yeah, so I think something like this is still good. It's always good to have something like this in there, so we'll make sure that it stays in there, okay? Is there any question with that? It's number 18 on page 6. They've gotten 1.2 million for the fire engine on West 25th, West 25th Street. But we still need it because, you know, we need, it was all money to fix up a station house is always good. All right, so the next page is on page 7 and is number 20, priority number 20. So basically, this is asking about other FDNY facility and equipment requests. As you know, the police has always respond to emergency on the boardwalk. We at that time requested that they should be lighter or smaller vehicles to not destroy the boardwalk. So this is where it falls in. And as you can see, the agency recommends this funding, but they're not certain at the time of availability of the fund is uncertain. So, but they do support it. So,
We did get a few new gators.
okay, good.
We got those, and
Mhm.
there are no heavy duty trucks, EV cars permitted on the boardwalk as directed by the former commanding officer. So unless you have an emergency like the drowning,
Oh, yeah, no,
you're
that
not gonna see
yeah.
any
heavy
heavy
duty.
duty, none of our trucks are on the boardwalk.
Okay.
But we do, the more gators we get, the better.
Yes, I think that it's good to put something like this in because the more the better, and you don't have to put stress on the boardwalk. All right, so that concludes the section for capital. Is there any other things that might be need or deemed as capital that we should put in here for public safety?
Public safety is a lot.
Well, capital, as capital, because programming, that's another
No, I'm not
sector.
talking about program,
Okay.
I'm talking about capital.
Okay, so what would you like in there that
I
you
would
might?
like the 6O to be more involved with the youth in the
No,
community.
no, that's
Different.
that's expensive.
That's
That's
expense?
Yes,
Yes.
because that's programming and you know, personnel. Thank you.
No, I know about the personnel part. I ain't do 32 years in police, not to know nothing, but what I'm just saying,
Mhm,
by me working in the 6-1 in Sheepshead Bay,
mhm.
the board there and the people in their community, they do more for the precinct.
But that
To
has
do
nothing to do
outreach.
with this.
I understand
Yeah.
that, but I'm just thinking that it should go corresponding. Okay.
Okay,
That's
oh,
all.
no, but this part in this section is capital.
Oh,
But there's one other thing, I'm not sure if it will, I guess it will fall in the parks. You know, what happened was the other day, they mentioned about using drones for shark
Yeah,
shark
sure.
watch.
Yeah.
But they said it was going to be under NYPD and the FDNY, and they only had.
They want to switch it to the park.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
but they only have
Yeah.
one drone for the whole
Yeah.
city. So the whole thing is maybe we should put it in it since we're right by the beach.
yeah.
Is getting.
But they only have one at this time. At this particular time, they actually literally said that there's one per one PP and one for FDNY. So I think what we could do, because we're so close to the water,
Right.
is that we could put something in there as item number 30. Let's see what number. Number 32. Okay, so as a request, we will put something in there, say, other equipment, because as you mentioned before, when we get into segue, we're gonna add in there about other needed equipment for FDNY and NYPD.
So, there's the question. Under other NYPD facilities and equipment, if we're asking for,
Now this is the
excuse me, trucks or segways or and whatever, why don't we just add drones? And
No, you can't. No, because this has been asked before. It's a totally different, yeah. No, but I understand. It would be nice to add something similar to. Well, it's something new and I'm not sure how. Yeah. Yeah, but it's something brand new that we don't know how serious they're gonna have it under NYPD versus the Parks Department. So, but because we are at public safety, we want to put it under public safety's domain.
And we never submit budget numbers with this. We just say this is what we want
Yeah,
without saying how much it could
you know,
cost.
because it's a wish list. It's a wish list.
It's a wish list.
Yeah, it's basic. It is us saying to,
That came out. This is the city's wish list.
yeah, and we basically say that we would like this funded. Usually it's a council that would decide, and the borough president and the mayor. Each one of them looks at it, and whether they feel it's in their reign of budgeting, they will fund it. If it's not, they push the sign and say, wait till next year or wait until the funding is available. So. Christopher Grice, yes.
I like to add something into the budget that things needs to be think on and
No, and this is added to the capital.
capital. It is listed to the capital. One thing I
It's cap-
definitely agree with you saying, Eddie, about those drones. Those would be very helpful because I know they've been testing that with transit because they've been testing that on the Brighton line and the F line. I'm going to say the Curve line. What I'm asking is because it does relate it into your community board. Transit 34 also needs assistance with their command also because they need some proper lighting at some of their location.
When you say proper lighting for subway station or proper lighting, where?
Where lighting combined with cameras. Because transit does do some of those NYPD, and it's been brought to my attention today with Jano and Jano, the chair of MTA, that they've been asking transit police. I know it's been mentioned at the MTA board that they're asking for cameras, not just at the turnstile, but sometimes off when you're walking to the entrance to the train.
I think we can ask that too with the drones. Okay, because what we'll do is since they're new and if it needs to be pushed up next year, we can do that. Yeah, okay, so two new items. One dealing with more cameras / lighting with TD34 or with
I have a question.
any of them dealing with the turnstile. Yeah.
Lighting in the train station is not MTA?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Well, with TD34, which is transit police,
Yeah,
and
no, but they're not asking for it in the police station. They're asking into the train stations proper. That's MTA.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
She
so.
is correct, Eddie. This is Chris. She is correct. The lighting is MTA, but anything
so-
with cameras, it needs to go to it needs to be
Yeah,
brought to NYPD.
So what we could do is we could bring this up tomorrow, since tomorrow is transportation committee. It still could be number 32, 33,
Yeah.
but it'll be under transportation. So remind me tomorrow, Chris, that this will be under transportation, okay?
Yeah, one of those subways is in compliance of the city.
So noted.
find
Okay.
someplace else.
Yeah, no, that's fine. All right, so, and they'll give us a response if it's doable or not.
Okay.
Okay, all right, anything else? All right, none. We're going into the expense. Now, as they said, expense is usually dealing with programming and dealing with personnel. Our first number that we have, priority number, is number 7 on page 14. Priority number 7, page 14.
Sorry, Eddie, I just have one quick question
Yes.
before you move on. The item I was looking for about the bulkheads, they said they need further study.
No,
Trying to understand how do you
Okay.
need more study?
Yeah, I know. But that is with, what do you call it? With, environmental and, resiliency. But with that response, they just don't want to fund it. Let's put it that way at this time. There's no funding for it because it really goes to the federal government that deals with the Army Corps of Engineer, that deals with DEC before it comes to DEP / everything else that falls underneath it, which is the parks and what do you call it? Everything else. But this is all what we're looking at is the city level, not the state and federal. Whereas if it was federal, we would love them to do a super fund, but guess what? They all look at us and say, go ask the federal government, which will be a congressperson, Hakeem Jeffries. But at this time, this is all local budgets that is with what we can
So it
discuss about.
shouldn't be listed.
It is listed in there, is it?
No, it is.
But right now, like you said, is more, I would say, the people who are responsible for it has to,
Because it's number 5.
let's put it this way. It's a need that, it's a need that needs to be addressed. Just because they said that they don't know or needs further study, doesn't mean that it's not important. That's how we look at it. Because a lot of things that we ask for, like fixing the boardwalk or getting a C1 trauma center, those things are like unreachable at this time. But it doesn't mean that the need isn't still there. So that's how. No.
New construction.
Understood. That's it.
Of course you do some
Yeah,
study.
yeah, and
Through the building code.
you got it. But these type of things, what we usually figure out is that maybe if they want to do, let's say, bioswales or green gardens to take the water in, 5 years, 10 years ago, the technology was not there.
Mhm.
But 10 years later, guess what? They figured out that they could do something like that now. Or they can use porous pavements, bricks, where they can absorb the water instead of using bioswales.
Mhm.
So those type of things, we just have to keep them abreast of things that's happening and ask the tough questions again, because sometimes they're like, you ask the same question, but you know what? We want a different response because we know that technology is out there, but it's just more of it catching up to us and say, yeah, that we can do it now. You know, okay. All right, so page 14 is going to be number 7. Hiring additional school safety agent. Of course, we need this. It's in the top 10. So as you know, I'm trying to always figure this out. What's the difference between safety agents and school crossing guards and
Safety agents in the school, crossing guards are outside.
that's okay. So this is what we need just basically to get the kids to, I'm not gonna read it, but it's important that we need additional safety agents.
Yeah,
So
crossing guards don't get paid.
yeah, the crossing guards are just only direct traffic versus the other one is actually teaching the kids on what's right and wrong.
It says hire additional school safety agents, and the explanation is for security guards.
So security guard and what else?
The same goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
this is redundant to with items 32 and 33.
No, they're not. See, they can tell that. They can tell that. Sure.
Oh, is that can? I gotta put my glasses
Yeah.
on. Because they
Okay.
go through, they unionize and
It's in.
so and so is not.
Okay, she said, it.
Right.
Which one, Gloria? Who's unionized?
School safety, they on the local 371 team.
And so school, crossing guards are also.
I thought when I was coming out, the crossing guards wasn't under team stuff. They probably was on a DC 37 or something. But I'm just saying it's 2 different unions. Because Teamster is a law enforcement union. I was in that union and I was a shop for
So is I.
19 years.
Okay,
So I don't know if you was in it because
Yeah.
you was and I still talk to her. Your title, she had a different title as not the senior PAA, but
No, I
as
was
the
a
principal.
principal.
Yeah,
Level
she
3.
wasn't in local 237, the principal that I work with.
Principals are, that were.
Anyway,
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
so
so,
could I just ask
Sorry.
a question on number 5?
Five.
Because that's not them. It's HCB.
Yeah, but
well,
that's.
that's with this. It's not this one, not right now.
Yeah,
That's impossible. Yeah, let's look at this. Yeah, because there is a housing committee meeting on September the 6th.
Okay, I better
Okay,
write that
yes,
down.
write it down. So, and if not, you can always call the office and we can help you out. Yeah. We're leaving there. We're leaving there. Yeah, but only because it's still needed. You know, it's always good to have more safety agents. Now we're skipping all the way to page 21. Yeah, it's all these are, I guess, newer things that we put at the end, but are still needed. And we all right, so number 21 is number 32 and 33. This is why I asked you the question. No, yeah, I know, but there's one in is a safety agent and the other one is a crossing guard. So we left it in there. 21, number 32 and 33. Okay,
But isn't that the
so
same?
yes, it is. I read, if you really want to read it closely, yeah, it is the same one. All right, but we left it, so cross out number 32 then, cross out 32, but number 7, we'll leave that one in there. No, the other one is number 7, means it's important. It's important. No, you can't.
Oh, I
No,
see.
two different things. But number 32, you could cross out 32, okay? So that we get, bring them other one up.
33 becomes 32.
Yeah, no, that, trust me, we'll figure out the numbers. That, we'll figure out the numbers later. Just 32, just cross out 32 because
Because it's the same.
it was number 7. Yeah, just say it's number 7. All right,
And crossing guards, well,
yeah, you need crossing. Yep. All
But-
right, yes, no if, ands, or buts about them.
crossing guards, if they go sick, there's no replacement.
Okay, so number 22, which is priority 34, is next page 22. And priority number 34. These are additional traffic enforcement agent. Of course, these are the ones who control the traffic on special events and stuff like that. During the summer when there's what do you call it? When there's
Games and concerts.
games, concerts, and hot summer days.
We going
So-
too fast.
Oh, it's not, it's just the next page. All right, so page 22, number 34. All right, so we're leaving that there. Is always needed for additional traffic enforcement agents. And was it, they only come if they want overtime, right? Is
They
that-
do not
Yeah, yeah.
have to
Yes, that's-
work overtime. If they can't order it because we need them on the weekend and
Yeah.
they can't be ordered,
Yeah.
it's their prerogative to do it or not to do it. So that's where we run into the problem.
I thought everything had to come from the borough.
No,
From South
not
Borough.
with traffic agents. Traffic agents are an entity unto themselves.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
Okay,
Mhm.
so stay on the same page, item number 36, hire additional uniform officers. I'm not sure what it is, but it's basically within the police department.
You mean hire more cops?
No, it's not cops, it's something else.
What is it?
A uniform officer. I'm just trying to remember. It's not, okay, but. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't say, okay. I know. Okay, all right, so turn to the next page, which is page 23, is number 37. Yes, of course, we do definitely need to increase resources for youth crime detection program, which is, of course, the Explorers at the 6O. And we just need you to have more activities. So that stays there. Yeah. Lucy, what's up? Can you hear us,
Maybe,
Lucy?
hi, everyone. Maybe you should elaborate on the section where you indicated hire more police officers. So I think maybe when I say elaborate, indicate the months because and then indicate that we need more. I think Joanne, quote me if I'm wrong. I believe we only get 100 100
Some detail, some
detail.
detail.
Thank you. So
So
I think
100
maybe, thank you, let me finish, Eddie, my sentence, thank you. Maybe we should elaborate and say, not police officers, some more additional public, summer detail officers, because we
Well-
only receive a certain amount and we need more
Right.
because it's obviously not covering with the vendor situation, et cetera. I'm just saying, you said is,
Right.
you don't know why it
Because-
says additional police officers. I think you should elaborate and say additional
Summer
summer
detail.
detail officers. I
That-
think that's what maybe you meant in that section, but I
Yeah,
can't, you're the
yeah,
one
because
that's.
I don't think, yeah, because it's obvious that we need a regular uniform officer. So I could see that we could put in summer detail uniform officer for our community.
The
Okay,
other problem with
Yeah.
that is we don't hire the summer detail. They're pulled from the ranks borough type. So they're either there or they're not there. Do you know what I mean? I mean, last year we didn't, now 2 years ago, we didn't have enough. We had to pull them from one PP from desk duty to come out. So there, you know.
I get
it's
your
not-
point. I get your point, Joanne. What I'm saying is that I believe, and you probably know the amount. I think we get 100, right?
We got more
Yeah.
that this year.
Okay, we
yeah.
got more this year, but I mean, it never hurts to say we need 200 because obviously the 100 is not sufficient for us.
Well,
Yeah.
then that's a specific request for the summer detail.
But that
we
comes
should,
through PD.
yeah, it does, but
Correct.
not,
So it falls in
hiring-
here.
it's not goes, it doesn't go on to hiring uniform personnel. These are, they're already hired, the summer detail, they're just, you know, relocated for 2 months. But they're already
So
on the
hire
job,
the
what we're
professional.
asking is to increase the amount of people.
Okay, thank you. Whatever, you think the wording is, but you know what my point is.
So-
Yeah, right, I do, I
But we can't
understand.
change
I
what they
agree.
have here, you see?
Yeah.
So, let me see, yeah. It's under, let me just see, hold on. Oh, yeah, we can't change their word in what they're asking for. In the first section where it says
I see.
NYPD's staff and training resources. So it's not, we just picked it because we just need more
I
people.
think it's just the explanation, just to make sure.
Yeah, it refers to, what do you call it, summer detail, okay?
Mhm.
And like you said, we leave it under the bracket of hire, but it's not actually hiring, it's just more of pushing more towards the summertime for summer detail. Okay, all right. All right, so going over to page 23, which is number 37, as we mentioned about the increasing resources for youth crime prevention programs. Of course, we need it. That's with the Explorers program.
Which
And
number?
number 37, yes, on top. And we need more money for it. I'm not sure how is
Sorry, I'm gonna
additional.
interrupt you again, Eddie. I'm so sorry. I should not logged on. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead.
You said that was for the Explorer program, but don't we have another program that the precinct runs? Is it Lights, something Lights?
Yeah.
Joanne, help me out here.
Which one?
That's no.
Something called Lights.
Saturday Night Live. Yeah, lights. Yes.
Is that-
Saturday, Friday, that's a show. Saturday Night Lights, yes. I'm not sure, we could use, what we could do is use the Explorer as a program and, Saturday Night Lights. We could put a comma next to it and put in
I
the
thought there was a
additional.
third one, but I think you could find out from Joe. Through the P,
Mm,
through, or I'll find out from Frank, but I know those two.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and that they should increase it or give more funding to it. My question was, how is the additional youth officers? Are they enough or not enough?
There's
Or
never enough.
because how many are there? Because right now,
That I can't tell you.
yeah, because I know for that they increased it within the last budget or two, and I still haven't seen the explorers out there yet. That's the only thing I was trying to say. And whether they're in recruiting more youth or they're
You're questioning the amount of explorers?
the youth officers, because now there are more youth officers in the unit. There used to be only two, which don't.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because right, the name.
I can
Right.
find that out with a
Yeah,
phone
okay.
call.
All right, but like I said,
Anybody can find it out with a phone.
hands up, who's that?
He's right.
Chris. Chris?
Yes, I'm here, Eddie. There's one thing that we also forgetting. We also have Transit 34 Explorers as well. We don't want to forget them.
Okay,
Excuse me, but we don't forget them. We pay for them.
okay.
So
All
No,
right,
not
but-
you, not you, Joanne. Eddie's didn't, that's why I didn't hear that from Eddie's mouth. I know you were gonna say it, Joanne, but thank you for the second emotion.
Okay, but thank you very much. And not 6-year PSA 1 or TE 34. So it's just an exploring program for all of them.
Yeah,
Okay, that's why it says it that way. All right, so.
I'd like to
anything else?
thank Joanne for that because she is correct. And I want to thank her very much for the record.
Yes, okay, so moving right along, is there anything else with youth crime prevention programs? Nothing else? All right, okay, all right, so just moving on right along to page 26. No, actually, that's it. Actually, that was it. Sorry, guys. All right, go. Is there any other expenses or types of things that can be? Yeah, stop sharing. So you can see, we can see the people on the screen now. Let's see. Everyone. There you go. Oh, look at that. See, everyone's looking at the hour and we can see you guys. So is there any other expense items that we missed or that should be included in this year's
Maybe
form?
34, where it says, higher additional traffic enforcement.
Oh, we did say that. We did that. Yes.
When I was.
Sure. Yes, we definitely need that. All right, anything else that we need? Okay. All right, anyone in the OWL forum or in the Zoom forum?
I have a question. Did you guys touch base on this precinct? I mean, it's never gonna happen. We're waiting for a sanitation garage for 50 years.
Yes, we asked her.
So I'm wondering if you asked about rebuilding the 6-0 in some type of capacity
Yeah.
to make it
ADA.
ADA. Did you
Yeah.
touch on that?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's item number 9.
Okay, no, I missed it. Just asking. Thank you.
That's great. All right, and
One thing I might cut to the chase.
sure. What page?
That is not on here.
Okay.
Maybe it could be added on.
Which is
Sanitation enforcement agents.
that's under sanitation.
That's on the sanitation.
As
so I gotta come to
And they have that already. Yes, and they have put that in. I know they have.
Oh.
Yes. Anything else that we might have forgotten? Okay, so now we have old business, new business. Joanne?
Does anybody have anything on the old business?
No, we have some new things, but
Huh?
we'll speak about it, but you first. You're the chair.
I just asked.
For the old business, no. New business, we have some.
All right, so news business, okay.
Okay, all right, Madam Chair, Lucy, we're gonna mention just or now about next week's meeting about the cannabis
It's
dispensary.
all over Facebook.
Yeah, but we haven't sent the Zoom link and what do you call it, the Warbass location. But it deals with public safety and also with licensing, that there's gonna be another cannabis shop opening up legally by the state. This is gonna be the third one, and it's gonna be on 2858 West Fifth Street, which is right in the heart of Warbass, Trump, and Luna Park. So yeah, it's right on the corner of Apple Bank, right on the side on West Fifth Street side.
With a healthcare center?
That's right over there. So
This
So-
is in addition to the one we mentioned.
yes, which is one of the other one.
The third.
Yes, third one. But the reason why we have to meet is because they only give us a 30-day time period for the community to have their opinion about it. We won't be able to bring it to the full board in September because it'll be 60 days. So because of that, we're gonna have an emergency meeting with the executive board to come up with a decision, hearing from the public, because the public will be there from Warbass, Trump, Brightwater Towers, because it's down the block, and Luna Park. I mean, we want them to be there, to be aware. We don't need them to have variety there but we want them to be aware that the state approved it. the state basically, in a nutshell, approved the location. They have to get our opinion about how we feel about it. And that's one part of it. The other part is trying to figure out how they're going to proceed with future sites. Because if they're just picking 3 out of our neighborhood, we might have 20 within the next year or two, and are they choosing it? And if we're getting the brunt of it, because right now we know 3, I don't know any other location in Brooklyn, if they're getting theirs set up yet. And if they are, how come we got 3? All of a sudden,
There
so.
are 2 in Sheepshead Bay.
2 in Sheepshead Bay, so.
Illegal.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
want one
Yeah.
location. I told her.
So you said we have 30 days?
Sure, 30 days. So
And,
this will fall in the 30 days for next Wednesday's meeting, that we'll give our opinion about the location, and us being in an amusement area and near a senior population. I think
Eddie, don't give your opinion. Let the community give their opinion and we'll speak on it on
We let-
Wednesday.
we're gonna let them hear it, and and like I said, it will be at Warbass Community Center, which we will send out all the members and let them decide and hear it from the public.
Is
Because
that the only location?
that's only 2 locations we know. The other one is at 1511 Neptune Avenue, where Pops used to be.
No,
Pops.
I'm sorry, I should have made myself clearer. Is that the only location where we can have a meeting?
Yes, because it's near the facility of where it's at. And
That's because it's very small.
it's small.
Large location.
Well, it could have been here.
There's a new
It,
variant.
it could have been here. That's the whole thing. It could have been here, which has been worse because we could have people lining up on the staircase and 10 times worse having it here.
How much is that?
About 50.
It's about the size of this room.
No, it's bigger. It's a little bit bigger. But they had the 13. The 13. Well,
It's a small,
it wasn't big. Lisa.
it's not for a large crowd,
Right.
but I did a presentation,
Mhm.
emergency preparedness presentation, and I would say there were probably about 50 people in the room.
Yeah, but we could have 3 times that many.
Yeah,
But like I said,
Trump.
well, but remember, this is more of getting the community's opinion about the situation. Our say is not going to make or change anything about it. It's more of us saying how we feel, and I think that's the whole point. And we're hopefully having the elected officials there or the representatives to say to them, look, they're supposed to be part of the process also. And yet we don't know how they're handling it with Office of Cannabis Management because they're supposed to be alerted before we are. And yet they haven't gotten the information any quicker than we have. So
You check with the elected officials, none of them got the name?
they didn't. We told them that they're coming and they're like, oh, they are. So I didn't know about it. Oh, yeah, Minnie.
Yeah, what time will the meeting be? And also, the general public will be able to come to the meeting?
Yes, it will be able to come to the meeting and what do you call it? And like I said, it probably will be standing room and and let people hear. It's not a place where you're going to say, I hate to say it, like a homeless shelter where you're fighting against it. This is pretty much a done deal. And we, as community board, have to reflect what the community feels about it. I don't think, like I said, I don't know if there's any way of any output can change any decisions of it. We don't know.
unless they give a senior discount.
Well, we were talking about that the other day, where they had
Seniors are more.
they do give discount in Las Vegas. Las Vegas actually have a dispensary where they have residents of Las Vegas show that they reside there and they get a discount. They actually get a discount. So, like I said, and also some of the dispensaries that we've seen on the news are looking like high-end boutiques. This is how the standard of states, which See, I guess it's good because it's legalizing dispensaries, whereas the illegal ones now will be able to be shut down. Because you're competing now with, the legal smoke shops with the cannabis dispensary. You can't compete. They have to shut down the illegal ones.
Well, there's
because-
a new law that's going.
Yeah, the new law too, yeah, which is
Yeah.
even better.
And landlords are gonna
Yes.
get.
They're gonna get fined for every time they know about it for $5,000, I think, and then $10,000. Second time they do it again, and something like this needs to be enforced once you do.
Well,
I
we
guess.
have
Yeah.
15 in.
Oh, at least 50, over 50.
Yeah.
It's Coney Island and Brighton Beach.
50.
Oh, but
I'm
like you said,
always drinking.
legally, that they show. They show. No. Every other store and bodega,
And why is
because
that?
as they done it, is they open up as a bodega, which is easier to open up.
Right.
And then they say, oh, we're selling the paraphernalia, and then before you know it, they sell everything else. Which one? It's 1223 Surf Avenue. Yeah, it's right by the subway station. It's two doors by the subway station, which is a scary thing. Yeah, NEMs, NEM pretzel over there. Yeah, it's right there. That's cool. And this is within a half mile of each other. That we don't need to be Cannabis Row. We don't need to be, everyone, they got Restaurant Row. We don't want to be known for this. And if we don't stop it now, they're going to just say, oh, well, you never said anything against it. And that's the whole thing about this type of meeting, so that we want them to be heard. Okay?
Yeah,
So, Christopher, unmute yourself.
Yes, I know that, Eddie. Give me a second. The one thing I'm concerned is yes, there's going to be an issue about people who are asthmatics, because I'd like to make that clear. But the other issue that I'm a little disturbed is if you're going to do a meeting and you want, the public to come, and I agree with Joanne with the space. It is concerned because, you don't want a riot to start up. And the only thing I'm just going to say is there going to be an option to not do this on Zoom, but it's say like if I want to put my comment in or send an email to the community board office, are we doing that option as well?
I'll leave that up to the chair when we get there.
Lucy?
No, like I said, if people feel that.
Yeah,
adamant,
let me jump in, Eddie. Sorry. We're not gonna start the meeting. The meeting starts the 28th. Let's start with that. We're probably not gonna do hybrid depending on the equipment that we are providing.
Right.
And I want to say something, and maybe people are going to say I'm being sarcastic. Every month I say, find locations for me for meetings. And every month I get no responses. So Eddie and the staff has done their best to find a location. It might be smaller than what we want, but it's not our office. And we have to look for space that will not charges a fee at times. So this is the best that we were able to get at the moment. We hope that, as Eddie said, these two locations that they're giving us is just saying, hey, they're here. We kind of missed the deadline on the first location because they didn't communicate with us well. So when we did submit our comment, they were like, oh, it's too late. You missed the window. But this time I suggested to the staff that I would like, even though the locations are placed, that I will like the comments from the community, and we can write a letter saying this is what came out of the meeting. And then maybe they will stop at number 3 since these two are already on the ground. And that's what we're looking for, if I'm hearing Eddie correctly. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so see you all the 28th.
23rd.
23rd. All right. I wrote the 28th. Let me make sure I'm there the 23rd.
Okay. All right. So is there any other thing, Joanne? All right.
No, is there anything else under new business?
That was it. That was pretty much it.
Are you going to be putting up posters in Trump and in Warbass to let people know?
You guys, what do you call it? With the management company. So what that management company is going to do, they can make their own flyers too, which is, come and have your voice spoken. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be definitely in the newsletter.
Well, it's already on there. Angela posted it.
Yeah, but it's not official because if we're gonna try to zoom it, we want to zoom in there too. All right, so, but Joanne, finish it. Finish it.
If there's nothing else, then the meeting is adjourned.
Okay. All right, guys, thank you. Oh,
Thank you.
good timing, guys. Thank you, guys, everyone now.
Actually,
Bye. Yeah,
this is one.
Good night, guys. See you tomorrow in person.
thank you, guys. Yeah, tomorrow night, Transportation Committee. No. Yeah. On the right, this is on-
This is on the blacklist.
Just for the record, we have 6 youth officers.